Hi there, my name is Kendrick, and today I get to interview Ali. So, Ali, welcome.
Um, Hi, I'm Ali, and should I say INTJ, right?
Um, yes, please let us know what your
Yeah.
type is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm INTJ and NIFI sleep consume play blast. Um, MF, it means audio, right?
Right. Yeah, you're an audio.
Right.
Exactly. Uh,
hmm
so what did you think and how did you feel when you got your typing results back?
Um, I think I kind of expected, I don't know, um, do I remember that moment? But I kind of expected that it would be something so complicated like my type, and it would be IJ, EP, this kind of stuff. And my final guess was ENFP, and so I was fine with that.
And then you got INTJ, which is the opposite.
No, it's opposite, but animal order is a kind of NF. NF. So
Oh, you mean you thought you were NF and you still got
yeah,
NF,
yeah.
just
hmm
upside down NF.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. How did you get into um OPS to begin with, like objective personality? Like what how did you end up, finding that and then getting into it and learning more about personality?
I think it's kind of similar to many of the OP users in community. I was just scrolling about typing and stuff, and I was just I was trying to find a way for my problems, things like that. And I just hear the NF talk, and it kind of pleased me. So I listened, and the rest of the story. It was a Dave. I came to his videos, and I kind of find myself 1 2 years just learning from him, and then finally I get typed. So
Let's go over your animals. Let's start with your sleep first, 'cause since we already talked about it. Your sleep is NF, NIFI.
yeah,
How do you personally experience your NF sleep, your NIFI sleep?
how do I experience that? It kind of uh, it's all self-reporting. So maybe if I'm wrong or if I'm saying something that is some kind of inaccurate, you can correct me. And I experience it is like always you're in your head, even you're in work, in road, even when you're asleep, you're processing, and it's like all the time. And from what I can say is when you're not doing sleep, uh, you just consume a little bit, and you try to process it over and over again, that information, I would say.
Let's go to your next animal, SF consume. This your SF consume is double activated. Um,
hmm
your SI, your SE and your FI is double activated. So your consume is double activated. Okay. How do you
Yeah.
personally experience your double activated, double masculine SF sleep?
Uh,
I'm sorry, SF consume. Sorry, SF consume.
SF consume.
Yeah,
That, yeah.
double masculine, double activated SF consume.
Yeah. Um, I think it is very strong animal, and uh, even I don't use it maybe a lot in a full in its potential, but kinda I know what to do when I want to use it, right? I know how to do SF. I know how to dress well if I pay attention. I know how to find what is trend and this kind of stuffs. Uh, I think I know it's tricks. I don't know. Is it enough answer because it's so abstract?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Hey, man, this interview is about you being an INTJ, so your answer should be abstract because that's what you are. You're an INTJ. Your answer are abstract, so it's all good. Um, but you don't have the same problem as like the other INTJs because you have the SE at the bottom is double activated, right? And you know how to do the SF stuff, so you're not gonna have the same problem as those like the the pure INTJs, because you're like a upside down INTJ almost. Um,
Yeah.
let's talk about your play next. Your play is SETE
Hmm.
play. It's a demon, but it's third, so you can still use it. How do you experience that ST play of yours?
I think I use it in a very narrowed down way in a things that I'm familiar and I doing it over and over again. Um, and I think it is the hardest animal for me, even it is third, but it is the hardest because uh, it is created from two demon functions, right? Because of that, I think I'm stuck maybe more in ST, and I can track that in my real life that I have a lot of things to do with paperwork and documents and stuff, and I'm still have a big problem with those things. So yeah, I
And then,
would
sorry, go ahead.
no you.
Uh, well, last but not least, you have NT blast last, but it's your first and second function. So actually, it can be very strong if you practice it, but your blast last.
Hmm.
So maybe you don't practice it enough. So how do you personally experience that blast last? It's also double feminine.
Yeah,
So double feminine, blast last. When does it come out?
it's for my situation. It's usually every day because I have people that they rely to me, and I need to control them, and I need to teach them and to track whether they doing good or not their tasks. So I have people that I bother them a little bit, and but it's still if I have permission, I'm not gonna use it. Uh, yeah, I think a few years ago when I was in a school, it was a school, so I had to learn a lot. So obviously I use that more there because I needed plan, I needed this kind of stuff. But now I mostly find myself in NF and SF and not too much planning and controlling. Yeah.
You know what's funny is I'm talking to you now, and you kind of look like one of the people that is in a celebrity document that they have. His name is Eben Pagan. I don't know if you've seen him in the INTJ document. EBENPAGAN. I think that's how you spell his name. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dave hates him. you know,
Yeah.
because he hates he always gets annoyed at other INTJs. Um, and you look like that guy, except that guy's consume last. Your blast last. Um,
Uh,
but
he
he's
is a
also
type twin with Dave, right?
no, because Dave is
No?
MF. This guy's MM. He's double masculine. Um,
So,
but he looks like you, and he's also NIFI. So it's kind of cool that the type you could track it kind of by like looks.
mhm.
Like I mean, obviously, if you see his picture, you'll be like, oh, that's what I'm gonna look like when I'm old. So at least you know what you're gonna look
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and he's like super
Yeah.
successful in business, right? So because he's a marketing guy,
Oh,
so that means you have a good future, especially if you do marketing. Um,
I hope. I hope.
yeah. Let's cover your sexual modalities next. You are audio kinesthetic. Can you share how you are good at learning by hearing things?
Um, I would say it was it was proven to me during school because whatever teacher would say, I would just memorize that in that moment, and the next class I would say all of that to teacher, and so it was helpful there, and yeah, it's definitely uh, I found that I'm obsessed with sounds and even music and learning by listening because and in opposite of that, I found that I have some kind of triggering to pictures and to visually gra visual graphics, right? Yeah. And is it related to that?
Well, if you're audio, that means visuals will be harder for you. But not everybody. Some people it's okay, but most people.
Yeah.
Do you find you have trouble with like visuals?
With visuals, yeah.
Okay. What about kinesthetic? So, moving your body, your hands. Are you good at that too? Because you're audio kinesthetic?
I think so. Maybe compared to the other original S people, I'm not that good. But as I remember, I grew up in a village, so we used to do physical things a lot. So I was good at physical sports, fighting, and all that kind of dangerous things. And I was this kind of stuff, right? Kinesthetic. So I would say yes.
All right. I want to talk now about you being an IJ and your fear of chaos. Can you share about your fear of chaos? Like something bad is gonna happen, can you talk about like that feeling? Like you always feel like something bad is going to happen as a result of being IJ?
Ah. Yep. It's it's every day, I would say, and every day when I go, for example, to work, I should to prepare myself mostly emotionally because I'm an F. So um, it's sometimes even dressing is hard because I can't find the right dress and the dress clothes my clothes some kind of bothers a little bit. This kind of struggles that seems funny to the other people, and that but it is a huge part of my my problems, and I deal with it every day. I think even in workplace, I have a coworker that we work we are a individual company, right? So we are, let's say, CEOs, or for the because I don't have a better word. Um, and my coworker brings too much new things. So I can find stresses there also, which yeah.
I guess too much SE is still bothering you, even though you have it double activated. Like it's still annoying.
Yeah. And the reason can be because I'm living currently in a different country. Been 3 4 years that I am living in different country,
Oh, where are you now?
and
You're not in
I'm
Tajikistan?
in no no I'm in Poland.
Oh, you're in Europe. Okay.
Yeah, so it can be also a reason for my ST to not develop, right? Because if I was maybe in a normal situation, maybe I was good at ST also, because learning this new language and new culture and everything new, it was a struggle for many years. So
What do you speak there? Because you're from Tajikistan, right? So you don't speak Polish. So do you speak Russian or English there? When
I speak Polish because I had to learn that,
right.
but sometimes I speak English for people that can speak English.
I see. So English is easier than Polish for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
When I came here, I didn't know any of that. I didn't know English. I didn't know Polish. But I said to myself, if I'm gonna spend my time learning a new language, so I'm gonna learn English instead of Polish, because um, I'm gonna have access to even more people. So it was a starting point for me to meet the OP community.
Right.
So right decision.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's the right decision because then now your world is open. The fact that you can
Hmm.
speak English. Um, in Tajikistan, they speak Russian, right?
No, I think we have our language,
Uh-huh.
but everyone knows Russian.
Right, right. Okay. My next question for you is your social type. So I know you didn't get type for your social type, but what do you think is your social type?
Or
You think you're a four? Okay. So friends,
it's
friends is the most
possible.
important thing for you?
No, because it's self-reports. I can't rely to what I say, but I still tracking, and what I have what I have found that I have a competitor history,
Yeah.
because I can track that in many times in my life, in my short life. But in current moment, I act so much as as a 3 or 4. That's why I don't know
I see.
how to. Yeah.
Um, I think self-report is okay for this. I think it's pretty obvious. I think the social type is very obvious. I think the best way to type your social type is to ask yourself what is missing, right? That's like the easiest. Are you missing one? Are you missing ego or flex? Are you missing responsibility or entrepreneurship or work? Are you missing a specialist or routine or focus? Or are you missing friends, right? So you just have to ask yourself,
Uh-huh.
like, what is missing from those four? And then that usually tells you which your type, right? Because for me, it's also confusing. Like I think I'm a two, but maybe four
Uh-huh.
also. Then I asked Dave and Shan, and they said maybe two and four. They don't know. So I'm like, okay, well that doesn't help, because they're thinking what I'm thinking. So um, and then I asked myself like, what's missing? Am I missing one, two, three, or four? or obviously if they say I'm 2 or 4 and I also think I'm either 2 or 4, then obviously I'm missing either 1 or 3, right? So either specialist or ego.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about it, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm missing specialist 100%. I'm not missing the ego. I have it as demon, but I'm not missing it. So that makes me a 2 because I'm also obsessed with responsibility and work, right? So and also friends, obviously. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
so what are you missing? Is what I'm asking.
I watched a few of your videos,
Yeah.
and I could find the ego there a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, there is a little,
Yeah.
there is some there. Yeah, exactly. So what are you missing? That's the question. Like,
Um, I think I'm still young, so I'm missing all of them maybe.
okay.
And but most of that I think I'm missing maybe routine and also even responsibility also. So
Oh.
it would be which one?
Uh well, if you're missing responsibility, that would make you a 3. If you're missing routine, that would make you a 2. So that they're kind of like the opposite of each other. So that doesn't make any sense. Um,
Yeah.
so the only possible option then maybe is you're either maybe a 1 or 4. Are you missing friends?
Yeah. Uh, whenever I try to conclude, um, I s- I can't see people around me right now, and I can see in the future that people may be interested in being friend with me because they saw something in me. They see something. I don't know. It is a competitor spirit or something that there is a barrier despite being play blast last. There's another, I think, a barrier that people find when they deal with me. So, so I think it is friend the last. Yeah,
So it's so but it's you're too young, so you can't tell right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's hard. So I guess you just have to wait then until you're older to see which one is missing. Because the moment you know what's missing, then you know what your social type is. You know,
Hmm.
like that's yeah, that's like the easiest way. um, yeah, for me, like I struggled with specialization. That's what I struggled with the most. So I'm like that for me was like the most obvious. Um, all right, Ali. I've asked you all the questions. Is there anything that you want to discuss before we wrap up this interview? Do you have any question for me or something that you want to discuss?
Discuss
Yeah. Do you have
maybe TE. What is TE look like? Maybe I'm interested in that.
PE? Well, TE is just like, it's making things work in reality. And oftentimes TE is spontaneous. So
Hmm.
that means you didn't really think it very much into detail. You just say, let's go try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. It's not like TI. They think for a long time before they execute, right? Because they have to make sure that it's the correct way to do it.
Yeah,
But the problem with TI is it's too slow. It's too slow. So sometimes some situation you need to be fast with the decision to execute to do the work. So for
yeah.
example, if you're going to McDonald's, you don't want someone with
Hmm.
TI to work to serve you the burger because this is gonna take too long. Like come on, I just want my damn burger. Make it fast.
Fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell me what you want, and then I'll make it, and we're done. You don't have to think of the perfect structure
Hmm.
to do it, right? But then if you're making a
Yeah.
rocket
It's
ship, you don't want a TE person to build it because they just let's go try all this bullshit. It doesn't work, right? You have to actually think very deep to make sure the rocket ship is good. So
right, right.
depends on the situation, for the TE and TI. right? So they're both important. It just depends on the situation, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with TE, you just fix problems object in a real world, right? In a outside, not you just fix them where they are, and you move on. You don't stick with problem and with that,
Well,
right?
you could stick to it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, it just means you try the solution in reality. You don't picture it in your head and then think, okay, this is gonna work for everyone, because it doesn't.
Right.
Because like that's a problem with TI, right? It doesn't work for everyone. You have to try it
Yeah.
first, right? And then you know if it's gonna work or not. Because the TE will tell you in real time if your idea is good or not, right? So that's the downside of the TI, because they think too much. They when they execute it, and then now they're waiting for the FE. It's like, hey, tribe, celebrate me, right? FE. And no one celebrate them because
Mm-hmm.
the thing doesn't it no one cares, right? Because they didn't try it with reality first. So you always
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
try in reality first, right? It's kind of like FI. FI is not good for all scenarios. So, like the FE people know, it's like, hey, in this social situation, you shouldn't be behaving like this. It's inappropriate, right? It doesn't work for
Yeah.
this situation.
Yeah.
And then the FI people's like, well, I'm authentic. I'm just being me. You're like, yeah, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not appropriate for this situation. You're gonna make it worse for you later on. Like, let's say you go to a job interview and then you just act yourself. Maybe the company doesn't want you to act like yourself, like right away,
Right.
or at least
Yeah.
not to customers. So, because you're not gonna be professional the way you behave, right? So then it's not good. So it's like that. That's like the version for the FE, right? So those guys know what's the right behavior for the right situation. Just like the TE people, they know what will work for the situation, right? Um,
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, there's the problem with FE is they don't think about their emotion deep enough. So I find that a lot of people with FE, they don't know what really makes them happy, which is crazy, right? Because they have to try so many trial and error, and even then they can't narrow it down. But us with
Do
FI,
they do
sorry,
they still seek happiness for themselves, even they don't have it?
no, I mean they,
I'm
they,
just
they, they need other people to determine what their happiness is. For us
uh-huh.
with FI, we can determine it by ourselves, you know. And if we have
Yeah.
emotional problems, we can solve the emotional problem ourselves. We don't need the tribe. I don't need to, make my emotion communicate. I don't need to communicate to someone else to solve that
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like for us with the TE, right? If we want to
Uh-huh.
do the work properly, we usually have to do it with someone else because it's TE, right? So we have to work together as a team. The,
Right.
the, the TI people, they want to do it by themselves, right? Um, so that's kind of like the what's going on with TE. So
Yeah, because I was curious if FE people they don't have their own emotions, because I want to be like that. I want to not stick with emotions. So
yeah.
um, for me was strange. It was I thought it is good to don't have any personal emotion for yourself, and yeah. Um, I wonder if what you're doing right now, or it is TE, right? Do TE even um, make expression like laughing and being happy while talking? Uh,
Well, the FI does. So if you have TE, you
at
have FI. So yeah, of course. I,
uh-huh.
I I have a lot of feelings and expression. So
Yeah,
yeah, and especially because my TE is feminine, right? So my FI is still stronger. So but people with
yeah,
feminine FI, their emotion looks like FE because it's so strong, right? It just comes out like very sharply when you have feminine FI. So when you have masculine FI, the emotion is not as like the spike is not as strong. So maybe the main emotion that you experience is anger. So you get pissed off and
Yeah.
stuff, and maybe the other people can see you being pissed off.
And you hide it, right? A
Of course,
masculine FI hide. Yeah.
I have demon FI, but I still have it because I'm still a double decider. I have it in the middle, right? So you know,
Yeah.
I can still double decide. I can do the TE and FI, and I can do it very fast. So no problem there, not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Ali. Do you have any other questions? Otherwise, we'll wrap up this interview.
No, I don't want to bother you a lot. Thank you for having me here, and and yeah, it was good.
All right,
So
Ali, thanks for coming out. Thanks for reaching out to me. I know we did it like super last minute. You literally like reached out to me today, and then we did the interview the same day. So that's super cool. Not many INTJs do the interview like right on the same day that you request. So that's super cool. Your blast
yeah,
last too. So that's like even better, even more impressive. All right, man, take
thanks.
care, and then enjoy the rest of your evening because I guess it's nighttime there or like early morning, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's evening.
yeah. All right,
Yeah.
see you.
So bye.